In Node.js, whenever you make any change in your application source code, you would have to manually restart the application process for those changes to take effect. You can eliminate this extra step by using nodemon to restart the process automatically. So, what is nodemon? Nodemon is a command line interface utility that we watch the file system for any file change in the directory you ran nodemon in, and automatically restart your application process. Either is a hanging process such as a web server process or a one-time run application that cleanly exits, which we speeds up the development. Just use nodemon instead of node to run your code, and your process will automatically restart when your code changes. Nodemon doesn't require any change to your existing application. By default, it supports Node.js and CoffeeScript, but it can run any executable such as Python scripts. I assume you have Node.js and NPM installed. You can install nodemon on your machine globally or locally on your project using NPM. To install it globally, run npm install --global nodemon, and nodemon will be installed on your system path, and you will be able to use nodemon command directly on the command line. You can also install nodemon locally as a development dependency by running npm install --save -dev nodemon. With a local installation, nodemon will not be available in your system path, and this means if you try running the nodemon command, you will receive command not found. Instead, the local installation of nodemon can run by calling it from within an npm script. We can use nodemon to start a Node.js script. For example, here we have a simple express server in the index.js file. We want to run it and watch for change. So we will say ./nodemodules/bin/nodemon./src/index.js. Now, if I make a small change in the code and hit save, nodemon will restart the application and we can see the change by hitting the refresh button. You can pass in arguments the same way as if you were running the script with Node.js. Here I'm passing port as an argument to my application. You can also pass the inspect flag to Node.js to run it with a debugger attached through the command line, as if you would normally do. Suppose you have a package.json file for your application. In that case, you can omit the main script entirely, and nodemon will read the package.json for the main property and use its value instead. Nodemon will also search for the start script in package.json if there is no main property in the package.json file. Suppose you need to restart your application manually. Instead of stop and restart nodemon, you can type rs with a carriage return and nodemon will restart your application. We can configure nodemon in various ways. By default, nodemon will look for a JSON file called nodemon.json in the current working directory. Alternatively, you can pass the config file path by using the --config flag, so that you could do something like ./nodemodules/bin/nodemon-config, and then you could say my.nodemon.json, and this will look for this file instead. Let's go over a few of the main options. Watch is a list of specific files, file patterns, or directories we want to trigger a program restart when they changed. On the other hand, ignore is a list of specific files, file patterns, or directories that we don't want to trigger a program restart when they changed. ext is a comma separated list of the file extensions nodemon monitors. env is a list of environment variables we want to pass to our application. An exec map is a mapping between a file type or extension to a binary to execute the file with it. For example, we can tell nodemon to run JS files using Node.